Dodgers Bellinger making batting average cool again. Pittsburgh, you the only man in the past decade into the 5-0th game of the season, found a word for the quest a few days later. Insane, Dodgers outfielder Cody Bellinger said about hitting .400 for a season. Just insane. In 4 games, during which he went 4 for 18, Bellinger's average dropped from .404 to .386. Forget .400. These days in just the previous decade, pitching development, shifts, hyper-focused scouting, velocity, increased spin and deeper bullpens have conspired to plunge the major league batting average from .262 to .247, the lowest it has been in almost half a century. Entering 2011, there had never been more than 5 consecutive seasons without a qualified hitter batting .350 or better. Now here comes Bellinger, the same guy who hit 1 home run as a high school senior, who was drafted after 123 other players in 2013, who was hitting .225 around this time a year ago, which prompted a heartfelt private meeting with his manager, and who didn't start 3 of the 5 World Series games just 7 months ago. Yep, that's the same manager who scolded for a lapse in hustle, consoled and benched him last year, has no trouble comparing him to Mike Trout as one of the best players in the game. Absolutely, Dodgers manager Dave Roberts said. Because, wait a minute, I told Roberts. We're talking Mike. I get it, Roberts said. He's done it year after. Is this sustainable for an entire year? Yes, it's sustainable, Roberts said, as long as he trusts the process. It's sustainable listen, it's early. But about 3 weeks, 53 games into the season, Bellinger, at least if you try some back-of-the-envelope math, could be headed for a .350 season with 50 homers and 20 stolen bases. To appreciate that even such a season is possible, you have to understand where Bellinger came from and how the game he plays is so different from the one Ted Williams played when Williams hit .406 and 1941. Hitting for a high batting average is so impressive today. On the first day of the 2013 draft, Bellinger waited by the phone, hoping some team would take him in the early rounds. After a big junior, it didn't bounce on top of the fence, he said, but it barely got over. He had committed to play at the University of Oregon, but wanted badly to play pro ball. A high pick with a fat. I didn't want to go to college, Bellinger said. I went to Oregon, scores of picks went by. The 3rd round, they told me they might take me with their next pick, Bellinger said. I was like, instead, Oakland used the pick to draft Ryan Healy, a first baseman from, of all places, the University of Oregon. Healy would sign. I went to bed thinking, I am probably going to college, Bellinger said. The next day, with the 18th pick of the 4th round, the Dodgers drafted Bellinger. He signed for Dolphins. Since then Bellinger already has hit 82 major league home runs. No other high school. Bellinger smashed 39 homers as the 2017 NL Rookie of the Year, but fell to 25 last year with 151 strikeouts. His confidence, after the Dodgers and Bellinger both at home and both by the same score, 5-1, Bellinger immediately began working with hitting coaches Brant Brown and Robert Van Scoyoc. They didn't look at any. The key change for Bellinger was returning to his 2017 setup, in which he holds the bat parallel to the ground and stands, a bit pigeon-toed, erect, and calm. Last season watching Cody right now, what you see is a relaxed hitter, Brown said. He's completely last year, for instance, with tension in his setup and swing, Bellinger struggled to be quick enough to hit inside fastballs. He batted point. Most impressively, Bellinger has as many walks as strikeouts, 31. He has cut his whiff. When Williams hit .406, the average major league game had 7.1 strikeouts. Now there are 17. The growth in inventory of pitchers who can throw hard and use technology and training to shape their pitchers is the greatest change in baseball in the past 5 years, let alone since 1941. Consider this through 51 games this season. Bellinger already has batted against far more pitchers, 107, than Williams saw in the entire 1941 season, 73. Williams took almost a quarter of his plate appearances, 23%, while facing a starter for the third time or more. He batted .. Bellinger has only 13% of his plate appearances while facing the starter a third time and 0 after. He is hitting .. Williams hit .298 against relievers, including just .228 the first time he saw one in a game. Bellinger hits .333 against relievers, including .338 in that first at-bat against them. Bellinger and Williams, left-hand hitters with great leverage, may have their physical similarities in the box. Williams was 6'3", 205 pounds. Bellinger is 6. Today's baseball is dictated so much by the army of pitchers keeping the ball out of play that what Bellinger is doing is actually underappreciated. He leads the league in related slideshow 2019 MLB season provided by Iman.
Raindrop, drop top smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park, pot.